everybody, this is Sherry at djsundries.blogspot.com, and I am so excited to be sharing this card with you today. So let's get started because this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, what you see in front of me here is the die set, the Movers and Shakers die set from Paper Tray Inc. I can't remember which one this is called. It's not the slider and it's not the zipper, but it's the third one. And it has these two little round parts, and then there are two options, and I'm going to show you what I've made with these. Now, I showed these to you a month or two ago in a haul video, and this is the very first chance I have had to play with them. So let's get going on our card. So the first thing that you do is, this is coaster board, coaster with a C. It's a little coaster, and actually I can see a lot of fun things that I can do with it. But when I purchased the dies, I purchased these because this is what they suggested to use for this particular die, and I thought, you know what, until I know exactly what I'm doing, I better follow their advice. It's I guess you would say it's a really lightweight chipboard. It's sturdier than regular cardstock, but it's lighter than most chipboard. So it's kind of between a heavy cardstock and a really lightweight chipboard. I guess it just is a really light chipboard. And these are the round dies, and this is how it cuts out. It cuts out these two large ones and these two little ones. Now, I've already put this together, but let me explain what I did. So I actually use my little Xyron sticker maker, my 1 inch sticker maker, 1.5 inch sticker maker. And what you do is you adhere these two little tiny circles together. And then you take the larger circle, and each of the larger circles are adhered to either side of the little circle. And I don't know how well the camera picks this up, but it creates a little space between the two. And that's what's going to go into our card to make it move. So that brings me to the next thing. The two shapes that are cut with that are the straight shape or the circly shape. And I cut them both so I could see what exactly I was going to do. Now let me explain what I did here. This, I took a white piece of cardstock, and it was cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I cut obviously two of them, and but I wanted it to be blue, like water on the top for what I'm going to put in here. And so what I did is I took my large Xyron, and I took this water paper from hot off the press, and I made a sticker out of it to put it down because I didn't want any loose spots anywhere. So after I adhered it, and this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller, so the water paper was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So then what I did is, when I was done, I went ahead and put my die on and cut out my wave. And after looking at them and playing with them, I decided what I'm going to do is use this one. I think this one's fun. Then what I did is I took the round die again, and I ran it through the water paper because the shape I'm going to put on top of here is a little bit smaller than the white, and I didn't want the white to show through. So I am going to I just adhered that to the top. Now I just had a thought. I'm going to take my distress ink here, and I'm just going to roll it around the edges a little bit. I don't know how well this is going to work. A little bit. Just to take off some of that white, because you may see some of those edges. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now comes the fun part. Let's make our card. So I took a regular A2 size card base. That's 5 1/2 inches wide by 8 1/2 inches, and I scored it at 4 1/4. And this is the inside. I took another piece of white cardstock that was 4 by 5 1/4, and I distressed around it with faded jeans distress ink, and then using my Animal Kingdom, using the border feature, I cut these alligators out at 1 1/2 inches, and that was the perfect size to go all the way across. And I'm going to go ahead and finish off the inside of the card first. This is a birthday card. And I went to K Under Designs and I went to Splashtastic Summer and I got the phrase, have a Splashtastic. And then from Coffee and Tea from You and Me, I got the word birthday. And I have it already set up on my card. I mean on my stamp press, just to save a little bit of time here. And I am going to center this so that it's going to be right over his tail. There, just like that. I'm making this card for my nephew, who will be late like most of, oops, sorry about that. Like most of them have been the last couple months, but I think he's really going to like it. Okay, so that says, have a Splashtastic birthday. And then let's move to the front of the card, and this is where the fun happens. So, using the same animal kingdom, I used the alligator again, and I cut out a alligator with its layers, and this would be so much cuter if it was larger, but for this card, this will work. And I cut it out at 3/4 of an inch. And that is what's going to be adhered onto my piece there. Now, I want to use something pretty good, so I think I'm going to use my, ooh, wow, that came out fast. I'm going to use my tacky glue, my quick dry tacky glue from Scotch, just because I want a really good, strong adhesion, because I do not want Mr. Alligator to come off there. And we're just going to set him aside to dry while we decorate the rest of the card. So he's going to be there, and I'm just going to set him here so I kind of have a reference point. Then I took my Camp Out cartridge, and I cut this little sign at 2 inches, I believe. And then I cut it in the dark brown, and then I cut it in craft, and then with black ink I put on there Stopping By to Stay. That's also from Splashtastic Summer, and I think it's going to probably go somewhere right about there. I know it looks like it's kind of sticking out of the water, but that's okay. And then I pulled out Kate's ABCs, and this was kind of fun because what I did is I took one of the images off of Kate's ABCs. It was actually the rabbit image, which is a really cute image, but all I wanted was the grass because I want to put it like this is grass kind of hanging out at the edge of the water. And I cut a bunch of grass at 2 inches. And then that way I can just kind of put it by and maybe make it look a little bit like a marsh. And I just use scraps, and I cut all different colors. So we'll just put that around like so. And give it some grass. Maybe it'll look like there's a bit of an island there. Now this one that slipped off my Cricut mat a bit, and I thought, well, that's okay because it doesn't have to be perfect because grass is all different lengths, so I was still able to use it. So, Stopping By to Say, and then on the inside it will be Have a Splashtastic Birthday. So there we go, just like that, and that kind of fills that in, kind of gives it like maybe this is the edge of the water. There's still an awful lot of water going on there, but I still think that this card's going to turn out absolutely adorable. Just kind of layer all that grass up there. Now, that is still going to be wet. Let me just take off some of the extra white. Of course, with the Scotch Quick Dry, the white will dry to be clear, but I still will move some of it off just so it doesn't get in my way. Look at that. And then he'll just move right along. I think that'll be fun for a little boy, don't you? Okay, so now to finish this off, now we need to use foam. You could either use foam tape, and if I had some tape, that's what I would use. Unfortunately, I do not. So I am going to just end up using a bunch of foam squares. Now, you need to be careful when you're doing that the foam squares don't interfere, and that one will. Let's just pull that completely off. You don't want it to interfere with the movement of your action. And then also I'm going to put a nice layer just above it because I want it to stay. I really need to go to Walmart. I've noticed that Walmart has foam tape. I believe it's Scotch brand, and it's actually fairly inexpensive. So I thought that would be a great thing to have on hand. So as you can see, there's going to be quite a lot of dimension on this card. And I think what I will do next is grab some of my smaller squares, because they're the same thickness, or well, they're a little bit thinner, I guess, about the same. But I don't want to interfere with the motion of my gator. So let's pull these all off. Now the tricky part's going to be centering that with all that foam tape, because with as much foam tape as I have on there, once it's down, I don't think it's going to be moving much. And we are just about done with our card. I have to tell you, I was having so much fun when I was making this alligator, and then perhaps I could have gotten away with doing just a little bit bigger alligator, but I think he'll be okay. And let's just get that on the card. I may be taking it off camera just a little bit. I apologize. All right. There we go. So now he'll just fly by. Now, if you wanted to, you could, before you put that down, you could have stamped a sentiment in here too that would be revealed, but I didn't. Okay. There's an awful lot of blue going on there, but it's still, I think, just adorable for a little boy. So now what I want to do, just as a finishing touch, is I have my Midnight Blue Stickles here. And his eyes are so tiny, and I probably could use a little bit of, just use a black pen, but I thought it would be fun to just add that little bit of dimension of using the stickles for his eyes. Isn't that cute? Kind of loses it in there, but you can see it when you see the picture, or the in real life. You probably can't see it on camera. So there is my card for today. Stopping by to say, have a splash-tastic birthday. Now, one more finishing touch, and actually it doesn't have anything to do with it, but I was having so much fun with this cartridge, I decided to go ahead and make a bookmark. So this is the bookmark feature on the animal cartridge, and I cut this at 5.5 inches with its layer, and then I also did the same blue eyes. And these stickers, I have no idea where I got them from. There's no label on them. They're just nice epoxy stickers, and I spelled out my nephew's name. So thanks for watching. Stop by again and we'll have some more fun with this card. Oh, look, he goes on his head. Have a great day. So I just wanted to show you one more finishing touch I added. I felt like this corner up here looked really kind of silly and empty. So what I did is I went through my stash and I found these stickers that I have. They are Bop Gold. I can't remember where I got them. I've had them for years. I had them in my store, but I believe it was maybe Pioneer, but I'm not sure. But anyway, these are gold glittery Bop stickers, and I think that was a perfect finishing touch. So now we have a finished card for Caleb.